What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings on eBay. Thanks for joining me. My name is Chris. Today I'm going to go over three huge eBay models. Actually, not really huge, but three different eBay models. So you guys can take a look at the difference between drop shipping, being a hype beast seller, which is a person that sells really, really in-demand trendy items, and being a wholesaler. So three different models: wholesaling, drop shipping. I'm going to call it hype beasting. So three different models. I'm going to use actual examples from three pretty big stores. I'm going to share my screen now. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see my screen, and I'll get straight into it. What's going on, guys? As soon as you guys can see my screen, let me know, and I'll jump straight into it. What's going on, everybody? I will be brief. And I'll just make a quick video so we can share three different models. Let me know if you can see the screen, and I'll get straight into it. What's going on, everyone? I'll check out the chat. Okay, I think you guys can probably see it as long as you can hear me. Okay, cool. Let's jump into it. I will be brief. So the first model we're going to look at is drop shipping. So here we've got an eBay seller, Gully Games. If you guys can see here, this guy has 52,000 items for sale. Okay, that's insane. 52,000 items, zero actual items in stock. So imagine having 52,000 items in your eBay store, but not actually housing any of it, right? If you look at his sell-through rate, it's crazy low. So 52,000 items. Let's take a look at sold. 52,000, 1,000 sold. So we're talking about selling 300 items a month, but you have 50,000 in stock. That is insane. The interesting thing about this is that he's paying eBay fees on these 50,000 listings. So we're talking $5 grand a month just in eBay fees, which is astronomical and scary. But then you look on the other side, he doesn't have any inventory cost. He's fulfilling it on the back end at probably a 5 to 10% margin, and very, very high dollar amount items. So you can see here he's selling chairs, furniture, copiers. Here's some lawn equipment. And I've actually followed this guy for a while. He does a lot of Walmart, Home Depot. I don't know if it's Home Depot, but Walmart for sure, drop shipping. He's got VAs that are working on the back end. 52,000 listings, and basically when something sells, he just purchases it and drop ships it to the customer, even though he doesn't have it in stock. And you can see when you do a model like this, you're at risk for negatives. So he has 11 negatives out of 1,000 transactions, which is pretty high for a solo seller, right? Most people who are I only have one negative out of 2,000 listing or 2,000 feedback. So when you drop ship, you run the risk of selling something that's not in stock, and you're going to be in trouble. You can do this on Amazon, but it would have to be merchant fulfilled, which I think is against Amazon policy. I think it might actually be against eBay policy also. What's up, Steve? So as far as drop shipping goes, you can see this guy has 52,000 items in stock. And I know that this guy's name, I'm not going to share it on social media, but you guys can look him up. It's just a one-man show. 52,000 items in stock, one person. He's doing all the work on his own with a little bit of help from VAs. So pretty interesting model. The second model we're going to look at is a wholesale account, Novelty Wholesale. So this gentleman or team, or I'm sure it sounds like a company, they have 115,000 feedback and not even 10,000 items in stock. So they have 9,000 items in stock. I'm assuming they actually have these items based on their feedback. They're selling 487, or they have 487 feedback a month. So if it's a quarter, they're selling maybe 2,000 items a month. But take a look at how cheap their items are. $2, $12, $6, $18, $12. So they need to sell a lot of items to really have it add up to anything. Looks like they're probably not doing free shipping. Let's take a look. They're not. So they're charging for shipping from Salt Lake City, Utah. Wow, that is where I am from. And you can see their feedback's definitely taking a hit. I think when you're a volume seller, you're going to definitely take a hit when it comes to sales. And then also, I think when you're selling generic stuff like this, you're getting a lot less feedback than normal people. So this is another model. You know, this person doesn't even have 10K on the bay like my goal. They only have 9,000 in stock, but let's take a look at their completed. I bet it's pretty high. So 1,964 results. Now, this does not include multi-quantity listings. So you can see here, wow, there's a ping pong. Wow, they sold 55 of these bingo spinner, like raffle or lottery type systems. It's pretty cool. I mean, these are pretty expensive. This is over $5,000 in sales for a single product. That's pretty awesome. You can see just one stock picture. So it is interesting. You can go for the wholesale model. Maybe they have these in stock. Maybe they're drop shipping as well, but I don't think so. I think they're a true wholesale company. The name of their username is Novelty Wholesale. So I would assume they actually have these items in stock. And 1,764 unique solds is actually quite a bit. That's a lot of items that they're selling. And of course, this is only going to show up as one sold, even though they sold it 50 times over the past 90 days. So we've got Gully Games, who has 53,000 items in stock, but they are not in stock. They're drop shipped. Versus Novelty Wholesale, who has 1,900 items sold out of 9,000, but they're selling multi-quantity. And it's pretty interesting that they only have 500 feedback. So I would guess, it'd be interesting to see how many actual sales they have to get 500 feedback. Probably quite a bit. Okay, now we're going to look at the third model, and this is the most exciting. And this is what people, sort of the older school resellers would love this person, because this guy's average sale price is over $1,000 per item. So they're only selling maybe 50 items a month, but imagine selling 50 items a month and every single one's $1,000. So you're talking about $50,000 in sales with 90 items in stock. Okay. If you guys are not familiar with the term hype beast, it means basically somebody who follows trends. So you can see how insanely expensive some of the items are. You're looking at $20,000 for a Louis Vuitton bag here. It's obviously limited edition. They probably only made a handful of these, and 28 watchers. So imagine selling one of these. For some people, that's their entire year of eBay sales just in one single item. They were able to obtain two different kinds of bags. Look at this. They have a duffel and then also sort of a shopping bag style up here. Just these two sales would be almost 30 grand. So you can see how quickly it adds up when your average sale price is insanely high. If you want to get an idea of what super high-end stuff sells, you can take a look here. You guys know I made a few $1,000 off of Cause, the street artist. So you can see here, he did a collaboration with these two jackets, and now these jackets are worth $2,000. You'll know Cause the street artist by the X's and the I's. That's how you'll identify his work stands out. Let's take a look at this person's sold listing so you can see that some of the stuff that they've sold. So looks like they've already sold one of these camo bags for 7 grand, which is kind of insane. That's a huge amount. And then also, sort of the most expensive jeans ever, the Fear of God denim. You're looking at 4K for a single pair here. Wow. Very, very expensive. So you can see here, we got some people outside my house right now. So this person has 2 of these jeans for sale. Wow, I've already sold one for 4 grand. That's insane that you would offer $4,000 jeans and not even have the courtesy to offer free shipping. So $20 shipping, they're even overcharging on the freaking shipping. That's amazing. So very, very cool. This is sort of like, when you talk to more seasoned resellers, they like to have a high dollar amount. Well, I'll give you guys an idea of how insanely different it is when you have really, really high-end sale prices on items. And so I just want to show you guys real quick on these Yeezys. So if you take a look here, you have, these are $800, and this person has sold 37 of them, which is a really, really high amount of them. It's a very, very high dollar amount. Okay. So you have, yeah, an $800 average sale price and 37 of them sold. That's a huge amount of money. Let's take a look at what that is. 37 times 800. That's 30 grand on a single pair of shoes. So you can see the Yeezy Boost, obviously it's very, very hyped. It's something that, you know, Kanye West made popular, but you're looking at $30,000 on a single listing and nothing fancy about it. You know, just a picture of the shoes on a table, no fancy pictures. Let's take a look at the description. They just have, you know, very basic description, guaranteed authenticity. And the thing is, they only have 906 feedback, which is not a ton, but you know, they obviously have only super, super high-end items in their store, which gives them a lot of credibility. So take, you know, so it takes a look. So there's a question in the chat that says, where would you get LV items like this person has? It could be a female, male or female. You would get them probably directly from a limited edition release. You'd probably wait in line at a flagship Louis Vuitton store. So like very specific, let's say there's a flagship in New York City and they're gonna get 5 of these bags. You would wanna be in line, maybe, you know, you'd have to figure it out. It's different on a case-by-case basis how you would camp to get these specific items. You might be paying off managers. You may have been doing it for a long time, and each individual store might save 1 pair for you. There's a lot of different ideas. Again, EMC is mentioning that he probably paid up to get these. I wouldn't be surprised if he paid $500 or $600 a pair to sell them for 800. That would definitely not surprise me, especially at this quantity. Getting 43 pairs of Yeezys is not easy. It takes a lot of capital, a lot of connections. That's not something that would be super easy to acquire. Let's take a look at some other stuff that this person has sold. Let's take a look here. So if we got, let's say, the Chanel pillow. 2 available, sold 1, $1,000 plus shipping. That's super funny to me that this guy charges shipping even though his items are super, super expensive. So you can just see there's probably only a handful of these pillows. I don't know the background. The store is called the Rare Exchange, which actually does match the store in my opinion, because you're looking about trading really, really expensive, rare items. Here we have a Louis Vuitton all over print for $1,600. Wow. See, but the thing is, if you're going to spend this kind of money, traditionally, you're going to be, some people want to let people know that they've spent this much money. So if you take a look at this person's store, with 90 things sold and multi-quantity, we're probably looking at, let's take a look at their feedback. Say probably 100 to 200 items. You can see here, which is kind of nerve-wracking, they only had 16 feedback, which means people who are buying these ultra expensive items are not leaving feedback, which is very scary, right? Because you know, once you leave a positive feedback, eBay sort of trusts you that the transaction went down properly. It's the same thing with me. I sold a cause poster for $650, and the person did not leave me a feedback, which is a little bit nerve-wracking because, you know, that's a very, very expensive item, and to not get the confirmation that they actually received it is a little bit scary. But you can see here the feedback that they have is actually very, very positive. And I would consider this seller definitely a legit seller. You can see here, this person paid $1,100 for another pair of Yeezys. And they actually sold 8 pairs of these. So $8,000. Wow. Some sold for $2,000. Check this out. Size 12 for $2,000. A size 4 sold for $1,000. Holy crap, that's amazing. So yeah, this person definitely has managers on speed dial, but you're looking, it wouldn't be surprising to me to to essentially get the manager's pair, because a manager is going to be able to buy these at retail. So it would not be unusual if you had a relationship with each individual store manager and was just buying the store manager's specific pair. If you were able to do that and you had the relationship built over time, you could make some good money flipping. They might even do consignment with you. So I'm not sure how this person rolls, but it's pretty evident that they have some kind of connections with stores. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get so many of each individual item. Let's take a look here. So also selling some Louis Vuitton stuff. Wow, Louis Vuitton fragment iPad cover. Let's take a look at what this is. Is this just a bag? I believe, yeah, this is just a handbag. It looks like an iPad. So here you have an iPad pouch. That's $800. That's pretty amazing that you could sell an iPad pouch for $800 when the average one probably sells on Amazon or on eBay for under $10, including shipping from China. So you're paying an $800 premium to have one made by Louis Vuitton. Pretty outstanding. You can see obviously these pictures, there's nothing special about it. But when you sell high-end items, people really want to know that you have them in stock. So you can see here they've tagged it with their username on just a piece of paper. So no fancy branding. Even if you look at their store logo, I think it's blank. It is. So they don't even have a profile photo. So it doesn't matter if you have super, super, super high-end item. So take a look at this. You're looking at probably $1,000 average sale price in this store, only 100 items sold over the course of 90. Actually, let me just confirm that. This says, actually, let me go back and see how many items. Let's see. So 51 sold over the last 90 days, including quantity. Wow. So EMC is mentioning that that LV is still on their website for $705. So it's great. It's amazing. Some of these items are still available to buy. So not only is this person making a lot of money, but there's no barrier to entry. People just don't know that you can enter in, and because it may not seem accessible, like who would think that you could just go onto their website and buy one of these Louis Vuitton bags, right? So you don't know, or they may restock, or they may even have a return. They could also be drop shipping, but I highly doubt it. It'd be very difficult to drop ship items that are this expensive. I wouldn't risk my account because you'd probably be under pretty heavy scrutiny from eBay if you sold these items without having them in stock, just because they're so high risk with the dollar amount per item. You're really potentially ripping somebody off on a few $1,000s if something goes wrong. So you take a look here, this person's selling, let's say at most 100 items a month, probably way less, versus let's look at Novelty Wholesale. They're selling thousands of items per month, and I bet you their revenue is less than Pineapple Express, but they may actually net more. Who knows? Who knows what this person is actually buying? Super, super high-end stuff. I can tell you for sure they paid over retail, right? You're not getting a deal on stuff like this. I think they even have the awesome Supreme stuff. Let's take a look and see if they have anything Supreme, just so you guys can see the box logo. I know a lot of you are new to the thrift game. So here's just a basic Supreme sweater. That's not even the box logo, and it's going for 300 bucks. You guys should be familiar with this street brand. If you get super lucky and find it in the thrift, be prepared to make 100 extra money sometimes. Cool. But yeah, I want to go back again and just take a look at this Gully Games for the wholesale. The guys that missed the beginning of the video, I just want to summarize real quick before I go to sleep. You have Gully Games, who has 52,000 items in stock on his store, but drop ships 100% of them. So he's a one-man show doing it all from his house. Versus Novelty Wholesale, which most likely is a business because they have 9,000 items. And I actually think they hold these in stock. Let's actually take a look at their negative. Why are they getting negative feedback? Never received item, junk, not as described. poor quality. So probably they didn't receive the items. They could be very well be drop shipping the items if they have that many item not received. Or it might just be a result of shipping thousands of items each month. You know, you're bound to lose a couple. And you'll find that people with really cheap items are more likely to leave negative feedback. So let's take a look at these negatives. Like over $7, $4, $12 are leaving a negative feedback versus, you know, Pineapple Express selling $1,000 plus items, all positive feedback. Take a look at that. Excellent. So it's pretty interesting taking a look at that. I'm going to jump off. If you guys have any questions on 3 different models, let me know. Email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com. And if you guys like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Have a good one.